Somebody pray for me. It been that day for me. Yeah, yeah.
Alright boys, it's back to work on the Derbi piece. We got a bunch of parts in, and as you saw last time, I was painting all the plastics. Still painting the plastics, but basically all I got left now is to clear coat this front piece and do these innards right here. I'm not saying I'm going to go half-ass on these innards, but I'm not going to go through and sand all this off no more because, I don't know, it's just not really making it worth it right now for me. So what I do have is trying to make these look more like how they would OEM. Instead of just painting on black, I went and got this like trim and bumper paint, which kind of makes it just like, looks better on like this type of plastic, like the textured plastic. So, gonna try this out. I'm just gonna go for it and just spray it right on there. Also, sorry for the wind noise. I've noticed in the last few vlogs that there's a lot of wind noise in the garage, and nothing else besides the fact that it's 110 degrees outside. So I have this fan crank it full blast and this one crank it full blast. So it is what it is. We got a few parts for the Derbi piece. Some new jets, since gonna down jet the carb a little bit. We got I got a little Naraku variated kit right here for it. It was the only one that was in stock that I could find. Not too bad. I would have wanted to go like stage 6 or something like that, or these red ones right here for the naked bar setup. But I think the red's gonna look really good since I'm going black and red anyway. So the only thing that does suck though is for the naked bar setup, I had to get a clamp, and the only color I could find anywhere in stock was this blue one. And if I eventually find a black one, I'll get the black one for here and put this one on this scooter and do the naked bar setup on here. This is gonna look super good on here. So we're at right now. So like I said, I guess first thing I'm gonna do is just go spray these down with that bumper paint and see how they turn out. Doesn't look too different or anything, but that's not what I was going for. I was just going for it to look a little bit more textured, and I think that's what we got out here. I just forgot about this piece though. Damn it. And I want to paint this the same, so I might just have to paint this gloss black right now. Call it a day for now. If anything, I can just always go back and repaint this part. Another thing I've been doing is this under fairing fender right here was really faded, as you can tell on this side. Super sun faded, it's almost gray, and then this side's black. What I do is just, you can literally see the line where I split it. Take this torch and just heat it up. It brings the oils back out in the plastic. You can literally see it change colors. Alright, if you watched the last video, you would have heard me talk about this spray paint being a complete pain in the ass and how it keeps bubbling up on me. For example, look at this. Look at this, dude. I just painted this fairing so perfectly, and look how much it bubbled up. Either I'm really dumb and just been painting things wrong my whole life, or this paint's just whack, because I just sprayed this worst textured piece with no sanding, no primer. As you saw, I completely forgot about it. Sprayed it black, and then 2 minutes after I sprayed it black, I didn't even let the black dry at all, soaked it in clear coat, like heavy coat, just to see how fucking bubbly it would get, so then it would answer my question. Tell me why this piece is literally perfect. Look how bad the texture is, and it's solid like a mirror all the way, the whole way. Look at that. This thing is like insane, because I've always known paint it black, wet sand it, and then clear it. This paint likes it to be like sprayed black and then literally clear on top while it's wet. This is dry. I'm gonna go ahead and mess with this handlebar section right now. Oh yeah, that's a lot different. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work. Wow. Alright, I don't know anymore. I literally just sanded this down. As you can tell, some spots are sanded, right? Did it again with the black paint this time, not even the clear coat. What the fuck is happening? I'm starting to think maybe the plastic's too hot from being out here in the sun. Again, here's that piece I painted earlier that was instantly painted. If it was sanded, bro, this thing's a mirror. And this one's like, alright, it's decent, but like as you can tell, it has foggy spots. And like, this is dialed and then foggy. But anyways, I'm working on this now. So I just tightened it on there to make sure it actually is good diameter wise, and it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and just send it, chop the stem off, and slam these things down. So this thing has a bar that goes across, and you can't just take the bar out, because if you look below the bar, the actual stem goes to a smaller diameter. It wouldn't fit. So what I was thinking is, this is the bottom. This is where it would hit here. So, if say the bottom of this stem was to hit there, oh my god, I don't want to take this plastic off because it's both stripped. It's a pain in the ass right now. If this stem was to bottom out there as well, which is, as you can see on the inside, there, it would be the exact same almost on tallness wise. That's where you bottom out at. Can you imagine riding it like that? Look how tall that thing is. Man, the red and blue combo looks so funky too. I hate it. Definitely gonna need a black stem soon. Also, as you can tell, the bars are a lot wider. This side's not as wide because this bar end's actually longer, but just line that up and cut that as well while I'm at it. So I looked better at it because I set it on there and I was tripping on how it didn't go over the threads, but it doesn't on that one. It kind of makes sense because if you clamped it on the threads, one would be on threads and one wouldn't, so it'd be uneven clamp, and then it would also like fold in your threads. You wouldn't be able to unthread it. So I was kind of scared not having it all the way slammed down, but then it made sense to me. Boys, I am so over painting this Derbi piece. This is ridiculous. All right, we're going on number 5. If you see, you can tell, I'm not talking about it again. It's fucking shit. More sandpaper, got more paint, primer. I saw some people trying to suggest stuff. I literally sand it. Got this orbital sander right here. Sand it down to raw, and I primer it. Primer, and I sand the primer smooth. Then after I sand the primer smooth, I rinse it off. Get all the sanded pieces out of the plastic. Then I take the paint right here. Do a light coat, like 20 minutes later, put a thicker coat on. Still looks fine. Come back, put another coat on. Completely fine. It's literally 115 degrees out in Vegas. Last time I let it dry for 2 full days outside. It wasn't in the sun, blaring in the sun, it was in the shade, but it's still 110 outside. It should be enough to harden the paint and cure it. Still, when I went to hit the clear coat, it still did it. So, it's not this time. This time it's going down. But I've had people think this is OEM color plastic. And look how perfect that paint looks. It's something else that's causing this issue. I'm starting to think it's something in these plastics. I don't know, but something's coming out. All right, an hour and a half later of sanding, and there she is. Like, this thing had like 5 or 6 coats of black on it because how many times I've tried lately, so. It was a mission getting this sanded down. So, primer, sanded again, and then we're gonna get this thing right this time. My hands are like vibrating from the sander. All right, front fairing is primered. Looks decent, all primered, and I'm gonna start throwing this Derbi together. I gotta see something together. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw on this, which looks good. Paint came out good on this. It's like everything I don't prep looks the best. Like, look how good this one turned out. 0 prep, bro. I don't even think I cleaned it. It's super interesting seeing how all these panels connect because I haven't even had them all on the bike, but this is sick how it overlaps and then it goes over. Like, there's a lot of panels on this. That's a big boy right there, man. That's a big ass scooter. I think we're gonna go get this thing its first ride. It seems like it's all right. I haven't even changed the jet in it, but right now it seems like it's running okay. So no front fairing, no front fender, still missing all that, but the rest of it's kind of together. So. I'm not sure how it's gonna like the jetting and the carb setup right now. I really haven't even messed with tuning it at all. That was weird. Throttle cable just got stuck on it. Oh man, let's see. Alright, well the first ride definitely did not go as planned. Throttle cable was sticking, a few other little things about the bike. It was just like no top end. It was just blah. CVT open and then just like fell down, kind of weird. But I do have that Nuraku variator kit to throw in and a few other things. Definitely need to fix the throttle cable. I bought that throttle cable, I don't know if I said it in the last video, able to go with the NZY quick throttle, but the thing is, I guess that throttle cable I bought doesn't work with 19mm cars because it was too long sticking out of the carb. It had like this much space of just blank wire before it actually got to the cable part. All right, I forgot, I didn't really mention exactly what was happening with the throttle cable when I was just editing this video, but I have the stock Derbi throttle cable in right now with my Pliny carb setup. Thing is like super tight. Like if you've seen when I pulled actual slide out, the cable's like yanks the spring like super hard. It's supposed to do it a little tension, but it's like bad right now. So what happens is it's so tight right now. There's like there's no slack anywhere. So when I turn and I max out, it pulls it out of here, boom, and then when it comes back, it doesn't go in. So you can see it right there. So then it's holding it wide open. So I had to physically push it back in. It's all janky and loose now. But yeah, I've tried running it 2 different ways now. This is like a different way. I had it ran behind here and like this way and tried making it shorter, but it doesn't work. I bought one of the regular, I got one of these throttle cables right here. Oh god. But I think the reason that one's not working because it's too long, and I think I found the reason for that because I was running it straight with the gold little nipple on the top of the carb. I think I need like the 90 fitting because that's like an inch and I'll take out that inch of slack I was talking about earlier in the video. But yeah, I just thought I mentioned that. Man, the Derbi looks sick. At least it looks a whole lot better with the black. I still got the front fairing to do, but the rest of the bike looks pretty damn good now, so. The Derbi is coming along, so got the naked bar set up on there. Like I said, this blue will be replaced with black sooner or later once they're back in stock. But I mean, it seems like a lot of you guys liking the Derbi, so make sure you guys leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'm stoked to continue more on this. I'm gonna come back and sand this primer down, just letting it dry a little bit more, but I gotta get this video wrapped up and get it edited so I can post it up tomorrow. So consistent, boys, consistent. This is the longest in a row I've ever been consistent with 3 uploads a week. I think we're going on like a few months now of consistently doing this. So leave your boy a thumbs up for the consistent uploads. But we're out here putting in work, and that's for sure. I'll see you guys in the next one.